It's been a while since I've done a video update about NaNoWriMo. Today is Saturday the 9th, and it's about 4:30, so the sun's gonna set in half an hour, which is crazy. So let me pull up my NaNoWriMo page. So today and yesterday I had like company over, so I wasn't able to write at all yesterday. Frankly, it'd be rude. I wasn't able to write yesterday, which is fine, because I built up about, I think, two and a half days of buffer the first 3 days that I was writing, because I was hitting like 3,000 every day. Now that it is another weekend, I am aiming to do more than like the typical word count writing again, but not as much, because I need some amount of a break, otherwise I'll go crazy. I already hit over 1,700 today, so I could stop, but I'll try to do some writing after dinner. But until then, I'm considering this like a break period so that I don't have to keep thinking about it. So I'm in Act 2 of the novel now, which is exciting. I'm a little confused, to be honest. The way that I've set myself up, we already know that stuff's gonna happen, that this isn't like long-term feasible, if that makes sense. There are a lot of indications that things are going to be going terribly wrong somewhat soon. It is a little hard to write the beginning of Act 2 in this state, kind of pretending like it's not going to all go wrong. But I guess that's just what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna see how it reads later, because I can't fully like restructure my work now that it's kind of too late to do that. I'm not sure where it went wrong. For some reason my outline was assuming that this was going to be, that I was going to be able to take pretty small things, or like pretty small nuanced things, and make them very long, which just isn't feasible. I'm pretty confused by it because I feel like I'm already kind of pretty close to like the climax of like everything's going terribly wrong. But at this point I'm supposed to be having like fun and games in the new world, but we've been in this new world for a while, so I think maybe I am actually more towards the middle. I'm probably deeper in Act 2 than I think I am, and Act 1 is just a lot shorter than I think it is. Writing with an outline is difficult as well as writing without an outline, so anyway, let me do a quick recap of my word counts. So today I have 1,720. Yesterday I had absolutely nothing. I didn't even write in the morning. The day before I had 1,756. The day before that I had 1,418. And then the day before that was 1,771. And then on Monday I had 1,729. So that's my work week plus today. Trying to get to the daily word goal just so I can keep my lead when I have the lead, yet not fall behind from where I'm at. I'm about a day ahead, a little bit more than a day ahead, I would say. So today I'm supposed to be at 15,003 words. I'm currently at 17,486 words, and tomorrow I'm supposed to be at 16,670 words. So I'm a little over a day ahead, which is good. And I'm hoping to write more tonight, maybe 500 to 1,000 words more, not like crazy amount. I'm not trying to double it or anything. Story-wise and like how I feel about it, I feel like the plot and the world is much stronger than the first time that I tried to write this story. I think my character is pretty interesting. Honestly, right now, she's kind of revealed as a bit of an antagonist for another character. The other character isn't an antagonist, but she can be viewed that way from the main character's perspective. Kind of. It's really interesting to write a character that is, acting selfishly in a way that it's very relatable to people. It doesn't seem super malicious, but she is definitely selfish and isn't really considering her actions. So I think that's a pretty fun thing to bring with a character, just because I have struggled quite a lot with like making characters that are kind of full, and I think she has something interesting about her. She's a little bit of an enigma. Like, she's not fully known to me. I feel like other characters have a little bit, they're not more known, but they seem a little bit more straightforward. I've done some updates to the Pinterest board, not so many updates to the playlist, the writing playlist, although I have used that in some times, and it has been helpful. The playlist. When I want to visualize a new place, I find it's pretty nice to go on Pinterest with like the idea of the place that I want, and then just pull from that, pop it in there, and then write from that so that I can describe some things, but I don't feel the need to describe everything because I have these images that describe a lot of it for me, so that if I ever need to go and describe some other elements or, fill it out, then I have those images as a reference instead of just either having to have it all in my mind or have it all written out somewhere. So it's been very helpful. So at first, when I was working on this story, I thought I was going to do it during Camp NaNoWriMo, and then like a few days in, I was like, oh my god, this is the worst decision I've ever made. I have no idea what's happening in the story. So then I switched over to a different project in the beginning of Camp NaNoWriMo. So now I have the cover that I made when I first uploaded it to Camp NaNoWriMo. So I'm using that same cover, and it's kind of cool. It's based off of a collage that I made, and there's a video of that as well. And I think that cover is kind of cool, but it's also kind of boring looking, and something I want to play around with is kind of old school science fiction book covers, like the really striking yellow color of like old books. So a big striking yellow cover with like big font, and then like the inset image that gives an idea of what the story is about. And so I want to incorporate like maybe 2 planets and then like space between them, and call the story Long Distance or Space, something like that. I think space is too vague, so I wouldn't go with that probably. Right now, the title of my project is Long Distance Made Shorter, because that's what I had on the previously made book cover, but I think Long Distance better captures the idea of both a long distance relationship and like the concept of traveling long distances. So I'd rather have it be called Long Distance, and then space in a similar way would be like the space, like actual space interactions, like in a scientific sense, and then also like space within a relationship, so that's why space is also a contender. But yeah, I don't know. Titles are pretty hard. Kate Kavanaugh did a Writing Like R.L. Stine video. Oh, the sun is setting behind the trees very quickly now, so if I just disappear, that's why. Kate Kavanaugh did a video of Writing Like R.L. Stine, and that's one of the authors that I would be most interested in writing like, or trying to write like. Because when I saw her series of trying to write like whoever, whatever author, I was like, oh, this would be so fun to do before R.L. Stine, because I love Goosebumps so much. And I did see, when I was looking up how he actually wrote, I watched some interviews because I was like, oh, this would be a fun thing to do. Kate beat me by far, and also I probably wouldn't even film that because it's like her thing, but I might want to try it anyway. So he writes the title, or he comes up with the title of the work first a lot of the time. That's interesting. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go do something fun and kind of forget about my story for a little bit. Maybe do some editing. I gotta post these vlogs at some point. I don't know. Yeah, until then, I'm just writing. I hope NaNoWriMo is going well for you and that your novel isn't really tripping you up. So, goodbye.